Hello you plonkers and welcome back to another video on the True Footy, maybe Drewzy, channel. How we doing? Round 4 is wrapped up and so is Freo's season. Not sure if this is going out on True Footy or the Drewzy channel, basically because Jesse is currently flying to America to embark on a bloody adventure of a lifetime and I can't access the True Footy YouTube account. So this could be out on True Footy, this could be out on Drewzy. Regardless, make sure you support both of our channels. Subscribe if you're new and like the video if you enjoy. Anyway, enough of that. Here we go. 9 things we learned from AFL Round 4. Let's go. Number 1. Brisbane's best is intense. Collingwood's inaccuracy becoming a theme. The second quarter was really the difference in this game. I think Brisbane kicked about 10 goals. Just blew Collingwood out of the water in that second quarter. That was really the difference in the score margin by the end of the contest. They really started to take over the Lions when they shut down Nick Dacos. They started getting physical with him, started getting under his skin a bit, and you can't stop a star for 4 quarters at the caliber of a player that Nick Dacos is. But it did stunt him in that second quarter, and that's when Brisbane started to run over the Pies slightly. In the last 2 weeks, the Pies are 8 goals 15 and 11 goals 17. So it is becoming a little bit of a theme for the Pies now. They had more scoring shots than Brisbane, and they failed to win this game of football, which is worrying. Nick Dacos was about 20 metres out, directly in front of goal. A shot that you'd expect him to kick with his bloody eyes closed, and he missed it. And there was plenty of other examples. So Collingwood's inaccuracy could be the only thing that holds them back from winning premiership points this season. They need to get that right immediately. Cam Rayner pretty much grabbed this game by the scruff of the neck, took it on, and had an absolutely blinding game. We're really starting to see his potential. What a game he had. And Charlie Cameron, I think he kicked 6. I'm recording this on Monday night. This game was bloody half a week ago. It feels like a lifetime ago. What a game he had. Brisbane, they can do some really good things. They've made the Gabba a fortress. It's just whether they can bring this consistently throughout the season away from home as well. That second quarter and the first 3 quarters against the Dees, though, we've seen some really good footy from Brisbane. Number 2, Carlton's new Eddie Betts. A breakout star is emerging at Carlton this season, and his name is Jesse Motlop. This kid has always had talent and flair, which you'd expect from a Motlop. That's what Motlops do. But he's honestly starting to become a real threat for the opposition. His ball use and game awareness is really starting to improve, and I think his ceiling has just bumped up a couple of notches. I think he has a higher potential than I initially thought he did. He's kicked 5 goals in 4 games and he's racking up enough of the ball. He's been getting 10 plus touches pretty much every game, being damaging around the ground and then hitting the scoreboard. You've got Charlie Curnow, one of the best players in the competition, and Harry Mackay, past Coleman medalist. So having a small in there that does the job as well is just going to be as important for Carlton if they're to push for finals this year. Another big win for Carlton, still undefeated this season, and they're going to be right up in that race. Thanks to the emergence of Jesse Motlop, who's having a great season. Number 3, Adelaide's pressure and Hunt overwhelms seeking Freo. Right, phone's going away again. Here we go. Fremantle, fam. Forever Freo. Fremantle, Dockers. Well, where do we start here then? Adelaide, we knew they're a side that hunt. They have great pressure around the contest. Everyone knows this. Adelaide, they hunt. They're a good side. Credit to Adelaide because they played bloody well for 4 quarters. And they're looking good. You know who's not looking good? Freo. Fuck's sake. Same old issues. Can't move the ball from our defensive half to our attacking half. And when we do, our inside 50 ball use is putrid. We started to get really sloppy with our skill execution. Literally just like, I don't know, I feel like we thought we had the game lost and it was like, all right, have this kick, put our players under pressure or whatever. We didn't hunt the ball. We didn't want it as much as Adelaide. Matt Taberner is still in this football side. I don't know how that man plays in this football side. He's been a constant in this club for the entire time we've failed to score goals, and it's not a coincidence for me when your key forward can only run in the straight line. Losing Lobb, Akers, Grifflogue, David Mundy, and there's someone else, Darcy Tucker, in that last off-season, it's really set us back. We're still the 3rd youngest side in the competition, which I think people forget. But after last year, seeing how good we can be, and now we're just playing absolutely dog shit, it's really, really frustrating. We got Gold Coast this week, which is a must-win game for both sides. The fact that we're in the same conversation as Gold Coast at the moment just says it all. So Freo, we really need to turn this around very quickly before I have to sit down and make a serious video about the state of our football club. But congratulations to Adelaide. They're playing some very good football at the moment, and the Dockers are not. You could see from this performance that the derby was definitely paper over the cracks. If West Coast didn't have 7 injuries in that game, they probably would have competed for 4 quarters and potentially could have beaten Freo because they were right in that game right up until the injury started to take a toll. Number 4, Bulldogs season is starting to look strong. Other than an 8-goal second quarter from Richmond, the Dogs were in control of this game for the most part. And Richmond, we've seen this before, they have these really good quarters and then just fall away and lose control of games. But we're focusing on the Bulldogs and their win. The Bond is doing insane things. We've seen him do great things in years past, but he's probably got 6 Brownlow votes in the last 2 weeks. And this midfield, it's starting to look like 2021 again, obviously led by the Bont, but Liberatore, McRae, Bailey Smith, they're all in decent form. And then you got those guys running off halfback, Ed Richards and Bailey Dale. Literally the 2021 formula, but it's working again. The Dogs are looking good. Norton and Ugelhagen up front, they're in good form as well. 2 wins against 2 good sides in back-to-back weeks. Bulldog season starting to look good. A quick break in the action as I tell you about my business, Drewzy's Athlete Academy, helping guarantee strength and fitness results to improve physical and mental health. Through one-on-one coaching and helping you every step of the way, I will guarantee that I'll help you achieve your goals. But don't take it from me, take it from my client, Zach, who has had insane results in the last 2 months.
Zach here. I've just been working with Drewzy now for about 8 weeks, and I just wanted to, give him a bit of praise. I've lost 4 kilos. I'm feeling faster, stronger and quicker than ever. And, best part is it's the most motivated I've been to finish it. A fitness program, that is. Drewzy's with you, every step of the way. He checks in with you every week. And, it's not just write your plan and piss off. Drewzy's great. He's with you every step of the way and he's really motivating you to get the best out of yourself. And also I can't recommend him enough. The program's great. He's worked with my, tricky situation of just having a home gym. We've made changes, constant check-ins and just can't recommend him enough.
I've really liked working with Zach and he's getting the results that he desired through my help as well as his hard work. So if you want to start cracking into your fitness to have a body that you're proud of, or if you're an athlete, if you're wanting to improve your performance, Drewzy's Athlete Academy will guarantee that you achieve your goals. True Footy viewers get 20% off using the code TrueFooty20 at checkout, all caps, no spaces. You won't regret it. Head to Drewzy's Athlete Academy on Instagram and DM me if you want more info, or head straight to the website, chuck the code in and get 20% off any program. Let's get on with the rest of the things. Number 5. The Saints are soaring. Bloody hell, St Kilda. All right, calm down. Ross Lyon comes into the club and shoots back up to 2010 like it's nothing. I think this is the first time the Saints have been 4-0 since 2010, which is the year that they potentially made a grand final. I know they made it in 2009. Look, I don't know. I know they played a few grand finals around that time. Maybe it was against Collingwood. That is not the point. This is not a trivia show. The point is, the Saints are playing some very, very good football. And Mitch Owens, who's come into the side this year, I think he was like a mid-second round draft pick last year. He looks like a ready-made AFL player. He's a big boy. He's good below his knees for his size. He's aggressive. He's got high IQ and great game awareness. He was one of the best on ground in this game, kicking 2 goals and getting high 20-plus disposals, I reckon. They've obviously got Philippou in there now as well. Jack Higgins is playing career-best football. Their backline's really solid as well. Wilkie's looking like the best key defender so far this year, in my opinion. Then you've got guys like Hunter Clark and Jack Sinclair running off half back. This game was non-competitive in the second half, and that's due to St Kilda playing some great footy and a complete 4-quarter effort. But Gold Coast, man, no. A quarter and a half, or I suppose you could call it 2 quarters of a competitive effort, and then just falling away completely in the second half. It's lucky that you got the Dockers next week because they can't play 4 quarters either. So maybe you can get your season back on track, but it is not looking good for Gold Coast as usual. But for the Saints, they're happy. Number 6, Port hold out for a tough win to keep their season alive. I was watching this game here in England and trying to describe the sport of Australian football to my cousin's boyfriend, and it was the worst game to introduce a non-viewer of AFL to because it was so hot, so contested. I was like, all right, watch him kick it to someone and mark it. It was hardly happening because it was such a highly contested game. No player had hardly any time on the ball, but what a great finish it was. The set shot after the siren from Ollie Florent. Everyone thinks it's going in. Bit of a Hayden Ballantyne-esque shot. And it falls short earlier with the golden fist to win the game. And Port Adelaide, after last week, falling away in that 4th quarter, for them to battle hard to get 4 out of the last 5 goals of the game and eventually win, at a ground that's probably one of the toughest trips in football. You don't see sides going to the SCG too often and getting wins, especially Port Adelaide, who have, they've been criticised with their away form in the past. So it was a massive win for the Port Adelaide Football Club. It feels like Port Adelaide's season is on a knife edge every game at the moment, but they show some really good things, like to beat Brisbane and to beat Sydney. Those are two of the top, probably 4 sides in the competition that they've beaten. Adelaide are a good side as well. We know this. They just fell away in that last quarter. But Port Adelaide, they could do some good things this season. We just need to see it consistently now. They just need to get into a flow of form. Hopefully the fans can get around them. I know there's a little bit of turmoil at the club at the moment between the fans and the club. Go watch the pair for all your pair needs. But Port Adelaide with a massive win to get their season right back on track potentially. Number 7. Essendon inaccurate, but too good for the Giant. Essendon had the absolute yips in front of goal in this game, and they probably would have won it a lot more comfortably had they have kicked straight. I didn't watch this game, I'm not going to lie. It was on a ridiculous time over here in England, and I'm not trying to watch Essendon versus GWS at 3 o'clock in the morning. However, it was a good win from Essendon. They've now won 3 out of their first 4 games under Brad Scott. It's been a great start to his tenure, but we'll see where Essendon are at next week, because number 8, the Dees are back to their best. Segue from 7th thing to 8th thing. God, the Dees are looking good. They've won 3 of their first 4 games by 50 plus points, which just shows they are playing with confidence. They're taking the game on. They're looking like that 2021 side. They're zipping the ball from end to end really fast. I know West Coast are a steaming heap of shit, but for Melbourne to make this game pretty much non-competitive just shows the absolute levels. Like, you got elite and then you've got elite, if you know what I'm saying. The Dees are just looking connected again, and I remember one of the first games of the season in 2021, the Dees smashed West Coast. They've now smashed Sydney. They've smashed the Bulldogs. Like, this just has remnants of that 2021 season. The Dees are looking really good. We'll see how they go against Essendon this week, but I would not want to play the Dees at the moment. They are in piping hot form. And number 9, is Jeremy Cameron a Brownlow contender? 7 goals, 9 marks and 22 disposals. 18 goals for the season in 4 games. The Brownlow, it's such a midfield dominant medal, but man, how can you not say that Jeremy Cameron isn't the best player in the AFL? The impact that he has on games, once he gets going, like that Collingwood game, I know they lost that game, but man, the goals that he kicks, he's so hard to stop. Is Jeremy Cameron a top 5 player? Can you at least give that to me? I think when I watch Jeremy Cameron play, he is the best on ground most weeks. Could this be the year that we see a forward win the Brownlow medal? Because for me, he is one of the best players in the competition. I said last week I wouldn't want to be the side to play Geelong next week. I didn't know that it was Hawthorn at the time, who are the favourites for the wooden spoon. And of course, Geelong were always going to bounce back into form at some point, and it had to be against probably the worst list in the AFL at the moment. So an absolute pumping from Geelong on Easter Monday. I had a big roast dinner and a chocolate egg, and I hope you enjoyed your Easter too. And that's going to wrap up 9 things we learned. But before you go, come back here. Let me reel you in like a little salmon. Come on back. Come on back. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you're new. Comment down below what you learnt from round 4. I get to live out my dream this week. I'm going up to Old Trafford to watch Man United play in the Europa League. Hell yeah. That means there's going to be no live streams from me this week, unfortunately. So keep an eye out on my channel for the Manchester United vlog. I can't believe I'm going up to Old Trafford. It's going to be insane. I suppose I'll see you next week for 9 things we've learned, round 5. Until then, take care, you plonkers.